What's up guys, in today's video I'm installing spacers, 12.5mm spacers all the way around, and I will go over why I chose that width. So you don't just install spacers for looks, you also install them for some performance benefit. So by installing the 12.5mm spacers all around, we're effectively increasing track width, which directly improves stability and cornering. So in my opinion, 12.5mm spacers all around is the sweet spot. You know, 10mm is just not enough, and 15mm is what you want if you do want that flush poke fitment. But you know, that's not really what I'm going for. I'm going for an OEM plus build, and I don't really want to run into rubbing or any issues like that because I will be lowering the car as well. Very common setup is 15mm spacers in the front and 12 in the rear, or 12 in the front and 15 in the rear. It really just depends what kind of look you're going for. You know, these cars, when you do lower them with spacers on OEM wheels, you will rub that front fender liner. So that's why, you know, you've seen these clearance kits that they sell where you cut out the grates or the grills and replace it with a mesh screen so that when you turn the wheel all the way, when you're reversing, it doesn't rub on the fender liner in the front. Also, when you go 15mm, you know, it extends the wheel out a bit more and adds a little bit more pressure on the hub itself, which isn't ideal, but you know, it's not gonna make or break your car. All right, so at this point we got the wheel off. We want to go ahead and take a wire brush, even better if you have a drill with a wire brush attachment. Just go ahead and clean up the hub here. We want a nice clean surface to mate the spacer to the hub. Now we just want to take some anti-seize and put it around the lip of the hub and the lip of the spacer. And just a little bit will do. And you definitely don't want to put it all around your hub, because then you might have mating issues, like it won't sit flush properly. And then around the lip of the spacer as well. Now when buying spacers, there's only one thing you want to make sure you get, and that is Hub-centric spacers. And that's meaning that the weight of the car is still fully supported by the hub and not the bolts itself. And that's also why they include extended lugs, so that you don't run into that issue as well, and that the lug gets a full bite. Just go ahead and line this up. So I'm just going to fit in my wheel guide here, and now's a good time to also clean the inside of the rim. So I'm going to do that and then put the wheel back on. All right, now that we got the bolts in, lower the car to put some weight on the wheel. I'm going to go ahead and torque it down to 105 foot-pounds. We got the Turner Motorsport spacers installed on the car, and I will say this is how the car should have came from factory. I think I nailed it with the 12.5mm all around, but you be the judge of that. Let me know what you're running and what you recommend. So far, I mean, it looks very good. Pretty dang flush. See that rear tire? Definitely has some poke. I mean, normally people go 12mm. This is 12.5, so it's a little bit, tiny bit more. Nothing crazy. But yeah, wow. Cannot wait to lower this thing, I'll tell you that. Well guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed and found the information valuable, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.